Cool. Just had a few technical errors. Just trying to remember how to actually get onto the live stream, but that's okay. There's a couple people watching. Hello, have you maybe? Yeah, so I thought I'd just hop on today and go through a few of the things that have kind of been coming up for me. So what's been present? Let me see if I can move this around a little bit. There we go. Probably cut this down afterwards when I edit it. To wait for a little bit for a few more people to come on. Yeah, it's a bit of a better view. Okay, so oh yeah. Yes, there are a few things that I was going to go through today. So last week in the live, I talked a little bit about my bits of art that I've been doing and kind of drawing sort of feelings around my heart space. And I'm just going to wait till a few more people get on. Oops. Okay. I know I was going to get into it, and if people join, they join. If not, so be it. Okay, so what have I been up to this week? So since my last live, I've continued checking in with my heart space. Got a new technique called the urge jar, which I've been using quite a lot, and kind of helping me stop. I wonder when that was. Yeah. Okay, so it is 4:05, about 4 minutes in. I shall start the video here. I started at 4 minutes. All right, good afternoon, guys. Good morning, wherever you're coming in from, wherever you're watching from. So this week, I'm basically just going to talk about what I've been up to. So yeah, from last week, I went and picked up my 1-year chip, and then decided also to stop using nicotine pouches, which I've been on and off for about a year now, since getting sober, and finally decided that I need to do it for me. I'm stopping this for my own health, so my body's happy. I want to. Yeah, so I've managed to stop in the past, but the physical addiction goes away a lot faster than the emotional addiction, and I'm now starting to notice when that emotional side comes up, and when I have an urge, instead of trying to shove it down and bury it and ignore it, I'm now acknowledging it, saying, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you. And then from that, how do I go from that? Yeah, I acknowledge it and say, I'm not going to act upon you. You're present, whatever. I try and figure out what the real issue is trying to say underneath it. And whenever I don't act on an urge, I put a little baking bead inside a mason jar. And once that jar is full, I'm going to go and treat myself to a full body massage, because it's in line with the reasons why I want to stop. And those reasons are to be clean, to be healthy, to feel good inside my body. So, yeah. So that's kind of what I've been working on. And what was the session yesterday? Yeah, and I had a session yesterday with a fellow Elementum student, and I quite like her. She's easy to talk to, nice and relaxed, and also doesn't take any shit. Just sort of cuts through it all, which is what I need. And came to the realization that I don't celebrate myself enough. I kind of just go from one thing to the next. Think, oh, okay, I have a small celebration. Okay, that was good. Okay, what's next? Always go forward. And never really allowing myself to be present in the celebration. Yes, that's been quite interesting. So she challenged me to post in our Facebook group about my recovery, my constant dialogue with my inner child, and being able to sort of connect with it and listen to it and allow its voice to really come through, which a year ago I could barely even hear the voice. I'm not even sure if it was there. When I was in active addiction, I might have heard the voice every now and again, but it would pop in and straight out. My defenses, my walls were so built up and around it that I couldn't hear it. I was muffled, and yeah. So being able to connect with that now and actually listen and really connect to my heart space is so beautiful to be going through, and for it to be getting better and better and constantly upping the ante, as my coach said. Yeah, I got clean and sober from cocaine and alcohol, and then to go into this program and face all these suppressed emotions and big feelings completely sober and no longer having that crutch to go on, that in itself is quite a big achievement. And not only have been doing that, I'm now upping the ante again to stop nicotine and stop having that emotional crutch, because I found that when I feel uncomfortable, if I'm bored, if I'm stressed, if I'm not happy, it's my go-to. I'll reach for that now. And no longer having that kind of crutch to lean on has then forced me to sit with those emotions and allow them to feel, allow them to move around my body, which I'm getting better at, and starting to allow them to have a voice and be heard and be seen and be listened to. So that's been quite challenging, but very rewarding at the same time. And then, I wanted to go back into the drawings I did last week. I think I only showed you one of them. So I showed you what my heart space sort of looked like when I first went into the session with my coach, and I couldn't even really picture it at first. It was quite strange. And then eventually, after a few transformations, I try to drop into my body, a few grounding breaths, and just try to see, okay, what is it what does it look like inside? And this image here came to mind. It's not exactly what I thought in my mind, but it's pretty close. So you see, so you have an empty bench, a dark black road, burnt out sky, and a lamppost with just one kind of shiny light down on the egg. So at first I thought, okay, the egg is impenetrable. The light I felt from moving around inside and trying to reconnect it, wake it up, burnt out sky, I thought, okay, it's just because it's been so hard, it's impenetrable, it's unreachable. But then I was telling one of my clients about it, and this is for caring, and she's into artistry, and she asked me what the bench is for. And I started thinking, okay, maybe it's an empty bench because I've never allowed anyone to see it. Never allowed anyone to get into my heart and for it to be seen. Hence the burnt out sky and just a single light. Well, the single light's different, but I'll come back to that. So basically in a burnt out world that no one can see, no one can live in, just this solid egg that's survived next to a road. I think the road is quite important as well because it's as if I'm about to go down a journey. Well, I'm going down a journey now. And yeah, so the bench is because there's no one there, let no one see it. And the light is because I'm beginning to illuminate my heart, to allow it to be seen, to try and bring light into it and try and waken it, let it be seen. And then after a couple transformations, I couldn't draw the second one because it was too detailed and I got very frustrated. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist. That's why I like chalk drawings, because I can just kind of get a very vague gist of what it looks like. Okay, so then I had one transformation. I'll describe it to you. Shifted from that solid stone kind of hard egg to a beautiful silver kind of shiny egg with a crown on top of it. And it looked incredible. It's so beautiful. So precious. They're really precious. I mean, saying beautiful a lot, but it's more precious than beautiful. Then I did another session with another coach, and it transformed again. And this time it opened up. So if this is the whole egg, it opened up like that to allow a constant flow of in and out. And instead of being in burnt out, desolate world, it's on top of almost like a little hill with flowers coming out the door, like a red carpet almost, kind of just in the light from the door, flowers were just blooming all on the grass and a nice, beautiful blue sky. So to kind of put that into perspective, it's like that. So the flowers are coming out of the door. It's the egg that's constantly open, nice blue sky on a green pasture, green hill. And having a massive shift internally like that after literally two or three powerful sessions it's incredible. To know how much can actually internally shift and change such a short period of time is, I can't even put it into words. I'm absolutely loving it. For one thing, I'm excited to see what's going to come in the future. I'm also feeling kind of rewarded and very well connected to my heart space and actually what I have to offer myself and what it's going to look like when I truly show up for myself and connect with my inner wisdom on a regular basis and connect in. And admittedly I've been a bit slack recently, but I'm aware of it and I'm gonna be getting back into it and connecting. Should be very, very exciting. Yeah. And then I was, where was I today? Yeah, I think I was in the gym having a shower, and another vision popped into my head. Around like a strong stone kind of giant thing holding up a medal. So I'm gonna try and draw that later. A bit tricky there, but it was a good feeling. It wasn't a monster or anything bad. It was good. Yeah, so that was quite interesting. I love being able to connect with my body and visualize these things, and really get in touch with my inner wisdom and see what it has to offer me. I'm trying to think what else has happened. Yeah, I've had a few powerful sessions with clients I've coached. So I'm noticing more and more that my kind of go-to for coaching clients is dropping them into their bodies and doing some somatic work. And that basically means feeling around what's inside of you, any feelings, any colors, any words that want to come up, or doesn't have to necessarily be a story, just kind of feeling around what's inside. And I think that's my go-to because I've done quite a lot of it and I am quite in tune with my body. I'm eager to get more in touch with that. I found out this week, that we're doing a 40-day deep dive somatic workshop. Which when I heard that, I was like, yes. So I'm so excited to be able to do that. So I did a little bit of that in rehab. It's the first thing that actually allowed me to start drawing in color. So I've got a deep, kind of meaningful relationship with some somatic work, and I believe it's incredibly powerful. Because sometimes your brain isn't ready to, I don't say your brain, but you don't feel ready to release something, but your body does. Your brain can resist it, but your body knows. Your body's incredibly intelligent. But he knows, okay, you're ready to release this, so I'm going to help you do that. Your body's helping you do that. It's moving it around. It's releasing it. It's untethering it from where it's been held so tightly for so many years. And the releases you get, it can be overwhelming. It can be scary. I was terrified when I had my first one. But the feeling you get afterwards is such a feeling of relief and ease, and just kind of just like relax down. The body just feels so beautiful afterwards. I'm trying to think where else I can go with this live. Yeah. So as some of you other regular followers may have known, that Tiff and I are on a break, and it'll be, so I think this Saturday, we're going to get on the call and see, reassess how things are, and sort of go from there. And basically just see what's happening, and yeah. So we are going to see. Yeah. So we are. Cut that out. Yeah. So we are going to talk on Saturday, and I have broken a few promises about pouches. and said, obviously, with myself, not with anyone. I'm still being away from people. I don't feel in a place ready enough to be with someone, nor do I actually want to. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to kind of see what comes of that conversation. There is still a big part of me that wants to go out there and be with her and start building a life together. I think it's no longer a matter of needing it. It's more a matter of wanting it. And also being more truthful to myself, because I am a bit guilty of hand caving and just agreeing for the ease of it, instead of standing up for what I really believe in, which admittedly there wasn't much I did really believe in, to really kind of be present with it. And so we'll be interested to see how that call goes on Saturday. Hello, random person. I was just going on about how the call's going to be with Tiff on Saturday, and seeing what comes from that. Yeah. And I went through earlier in the video about my drawings and what they meant, and some other realizations I've had. Is there anything that you'd like to ask me or hear about from me? Okay. I guess not. Okay. I'm just here to watch. So as you might be able to see, I do enjoy my artwork. So I painted this thing when I was in school, about 13 years old. I've kind of lost touch with sort of my artistic side in the past few years. I would like to get back into it. Also love doing pottery. And then in roughly the same year, I drew this egg, which my mum absolutely loves, but I'm not a massive fan of it. You should kind of see my bedroom, how messy it is. Let's try and turn that off. Oh yeah, that's better. Maybe. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll be playing my third and final round of golf tomorrow to be able to put scorecards in to actually finally get a handicap, which I'm very excited about. It's been nice to be able to play with a 26 or something handicap, depending on how I play tomorrow. And then in a few months, be able to go into competitions and start meeting some people who are more lively than the people I used to meet. Yeah, and also it's my mate's birthday today, who I met in rehab. So I gave him a call this morning, and as soon as he answered the phone, I sang a happy birthday, which he very much appreciated. And it was nice just to chat with him and connect, and he seems to be doing really well. He's got a sponsee who dropped him and then asked him to re-sponsor him. She was a bit resistant about, but he seems to have gotten his ducks in a row, so that should be good. Yeah, I was offering myself up to be a sponsor. I did that on Wednesday night, but I don't think there are any newcomers, and also kept getting the feeling in the meetings that everyone's just one day at a time. and one person shared back about the humility and the just relaxation of the person who chaired chair, who happened to be, happened to be one of my therapists in rehab. So I felt very honored. Just the humility and the ego, but then I came in before he shared back, saying that there's more to life than just one day at a time, and I'm fed up with just living day by day and wanting more. And for him to come back and share that, I kind of felt a little bit kind of on the back foot and almost attacked, because in my mind I think, okay, yeah, I might have been a bit egotistical. I might have been saying some things that no one really agreed with, not everyone agreed with. And I thought about it afterwards and thinking, no, I'm here. This is my recovery. I can do it however I want. And the main thing is that I'm still sober. And I'm still doing my gratitude list every day. I'm now 373 days today, I believe. Yes, the next meeting I'll go to will be. Let me look. What would it be? So I was April 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 26th of October is when I will be going back to my next meeting. And to basically pick up my 18-month ship. And then it will be again the 26th of April. And then probably just one meeting a year from here on out. Just to pick up the chips, as I quite like having them. Nice little sort of trinket to kind of remember how long I've been sober for. Yeah. So that's kind of, so yeah, I'm probably going away from a sponsee, looking for any sponsees. Also, I don't really want to. I know this is selfish of me. I don't want to be dealing with someone who isn't really after it all themselves. If someone comes up to me and our paths cross, and I can see this guy really wants it and he's eager to do it and wants to push his boundaries as hard as he can, then yeah, I'll take him on. But if he's just there half-heartedly, I'm going to say no. I know you should never turn down service and all that, but it's just, I need to see my own value, my own time, and I know the people that I want to work with. I want to work with people who inspire me, who, which all of my clients do. People who are fun, people I can have a laugh with and just relax with, and people who want to make an impact on the world and also want to break through a massive challenge and really push themselves hard. I don't want to do something that you may or may not be able to achieve on your own. I want you to your challenge to be something that stretches you, something you want to be possible, but you can't see how to get there yourself. And I want to guide you to getting it. And the work, at the end of the day, the work is all on you. No one needs a coach. Sometimes it is nice to have someone in your corner, always cheering you on, always looking out for your best self, always wanting the best part of you to come out. Yeah. So that is kind of where I'm at the moment. And when was this? Oh yeah, I may have mentioned this in my last video, possibly. So I made my first pitch to one of my students at my skiing job, which I was very, very nervous about. So it was her and her sister. And basically chatted to them. I saw her sister was wearing a Green Aventine kind of pendant. So I used that to kind of break the ice and kind of get to know them a little bit. And then I told them I wear my crystal as well, like quartzite and onyx. And then, yeah, so they asked me about that. Then afterwards, told them what I was doing, told them the course I was doing. And then she said, yeah, one of my good friends is a coach. And she's been in therapy for quite a while. So I'd said, I'm going out of my comfort zone here. But if you're ever looking for a coach, here's my number. Give me a call and I'll set aside 2 hours for you, and we can see if there's anything that I can help you out with. And so she has my number. If she calls, she calls. If not, I'm not too fussed, because I've stretched myself. I've pitched to a random person that hasn't been pointing towards me. I wasn't needy. I wasn't pushy. I kind of just put it out there, and now it's up to her. She may call me tomorrow. She may call me in 6 months. She may call me in 3 years. She may never call me. But the important thing for me is that I have put myself out there, and afterwards I was very proud of myself. And I think I'm going to put that in my wins for this week. Yeah, because I only celebrated my 1 year sobriety, and as well as my open dialogue to my inner wisdom or inner child. That's kind of where I've been dialoguing at the moment. Trying to think where else to go with this video. Are there any questions that you may have? Anything you'd like to hear more about? Guess not. Okay. Let's see. Hey, there was one other thing I was gonna show you. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you know one of my first posts was a picture of a Celtic symbol for new beginnings. Now, I shall show you where I actually have that tattooed on my body. If you bear with me a moment, I shall try and find my torch. Yeah, 373 days today. Cool. Okay, well, I guess I have misplaced it somewhere. So I will try and include that in on my weekly video. So I'm sure it'll be somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, I've also been doing some more I've been noticing that I haven't really been doing the extra work, i.e., all the worksheets and stuff. So I've started started doing those. Wrote a parent letter today, which brought up some unusual things and things I never thought that actually that were present, that were there. So it's allowing me to connect a few dots. And after this call, in 20 odd minutes, I'm going to hop on a call with another coach who I coached yesterday and try and explore some of those. Um, yeah, and that's probably my favorite part about Elementum is constantly having all these people to lean on and kind of be there for you and utilize. Yeah, which is I do need to find some more male coaches though. I've only had one male coach, and he tried to charge me, and I wasn't prepared to charge at that point. But in a few months' time, I would like to take him on as a paid coach. It's just not in the budget at the moment. Actually thinking about it, yeah, I got a good presence from him, but I didn't feel that much was unlocked with him. Felt more just like a nice chat and kind of getting to know him, a bit of rapport built. I didn't feel like any massive unlocks happened, and stuff that I could have done on my own. He kind of did. There wasn't really anything new present. But maybe I'll revisit it in a few months' time. Yeah. So, I think what else to say. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me. No idea who you are, but whoever you are, mystery person. Thank you for joining me today and listening to me ramble. Yeah. Actually, I want to read a passage from The Prosperous Coach to you that I did read out in my last YouTube video. It's basically about the difference between a therapist and a coach. So just off the top of my head, a therapist is someone you can be with for 3 years' time and not really have anything in your life change that you can really notice. And it's also about healing past wounds, whereas coaching is more forward thinking. How can you create a better future for yourself through actions and steps and doing things? And how can you change the future that would have happened without a coach to a future that will happen with a coach? And after 3 months of coaching, if you can't see any differences, you're not going to keep the coach on. You're not going to say, okay, let's renew our contract. Let's go another 3 months. Whereas with therapy, you might stay there for 5 years, possibly even 10, and just think, okay, I'm starting to do some work. It's all in my head. But with coaching, what we're learning is to be an embodied coach, to really feel it and allow yourself to move around it, which is why I need to start putting in the extra hours, extra work, so I can guide my clients through practices, through techniques, from a more embodied place, so I know exactly what they're going through without them even having to say anything. I can just see where they are, because that is one of my gifts, and that is to pick up on body cues. That's why I'm looking forward to actually coaching people in person, because I love looking at the little things. Even now, my hands are twiddling around, and if I was in a session, I'd ask them sort of, what are your hands doing? Because the therapist did it to me, and turns out that was a deeply rooted, suppressed emotion and memory I hadn't felt for 20 odd years, more than 20 years. Come up just from doing that. She managed to bring that up and kind of awaken a different side of me. So I'm looking forward to actually, this will be a few years down the line, but meeting people in exotic places and coaching them, even like just walking, going on a walk and coaching. I've got a client who I regularly see on Mondays. I think next week I might see if she wants to meet up in person on Tuesday and just go for a walk and just having a coaching session outside and just out in nature. It should be, yeah. And just doing little things like that. Like I even sent one of my clients a long list of all my workouts, because he's trying to get back into the gym, trying to sort of get a bit more energy inside himself. And yeah, he's pretty grateful for it. These are all things I'm learning from the course as well as from this book, which I'm using as a guide. So I'll go and grab it. Yeah, so I'm using this book the same way I used How to Win Friends and Influence People. And at the start of that, they say you can either read this for leisure or you can read this as a guide. And this doesn't say anything about a guide or whatever, but I basically went through it, and once we get to the pages, started highlighting all the bits that kind of stuck out to me, and basically just taking notes. Then I can quickly skim back through and, okay, this is important, this is important, this is important, and that's as far as I've got. And yes, stay focused on what helps people. Yeah. Yeah. So it is pretty, I think that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So I've nearly finished it. Got about 100 pages left, which I can do in a day or two. And yeah, I also got a different notepad for all my worksheets that I'm doing. So I've just done the parent letter. And the next one will be a temper tantrum. And the temper tantrum, which sounds pretty unsettling for me. Yeah, it's very much outside of my comfort zone, which is why I need to do it. It's all about releasing anger, releasing any emotions that are stuck, and really connecting in with yourself. So that's probably the next one I'll do. And I've got a few other ones after that. We've got loads of things like if you've gone through like a rough breakup and there's still some kind of unsettled emotion there that you need to release. It's brilliant for that. And there are some templates like dear so-and-so, and then a few little statements afterwards, which I'll be more than happy to share. Okay, I'm gonna go have a little break for 15 minutes before my call. Yeah, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, we can stay on for another few minutes if you want to type them in the chat, and I'll see if I can answer them. Let's see if the chat is working. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. Cool. So, thank you for joining me today. Yeah, kind of just sharing. I think next week I'll go back to the 2 p.m. call instead of the 4 p.m. So a bit more time. But yeah, I shall see you on Sunday. That's when I post my video. All right, bye now.